Hello and welcome to the chaos. It is Monday night and I have another market vlog for you. This one is for the Mississippi Card Show, which I actually got into very last minute. I think I mentioned it in my GalaxyCon vlog, the last clip that I had recorded for that one. But it was, yeah, I got back from GalaxyCon and then like the next day I got a text message from the coordinators of this event, and they are also the coordinators of the Mississippi Comic Con and Mississippi Anime Fest and several others too in surrounding states. And I had applied to all of them in Mississippi and never heard back. So I wasn't really sure if I was waitlisted or that they just had accepted other people. But so I got a text message saying that he had a last minute opening and did I want it? So I said yes, of course. After the disappointment of GalaxyCon, I was kind of hoping for something that would pick up my spirits a little bit. And this particular show was only $50 table fee, so that wasn't too bad. It was in Jackson, which is a little bit of a drive. It was an hour and 45 minutes-ish away, depending on traffic and construction and such as that in between here and there. So not too bad. I was able to just drive in Saturday morning, set up, do the day, and then drive right back the same night. So no hotel fee, nothing like that. So my expenses were low. The first time that this show has been done in the state of Mississippi, but it was, like I said, by the same people that do Anime Fest and Comic Con, and in the same place that they do Anime Fest and Comic Con. So I was hopeful that, you know, people would at least know about it, that they'd probably advertise it. I think Anime Fest happened in March, and Comic Con would have just happened in June, I think. So I'm hopeful. I think that at both of those, they probably did advertise this event as well. So yeah, so I was hopeful, even though it was the first time doing it, that it would be decent. And going into it with a lower table fee, all I needed was decent, you know. But it turned out to be really great. Actually, it was a fantastic show. I've got a couple of clips that I'm going to insert here now from the show itself. I wasn't able to get a ton. Every time I tried to sit down and record, every time I thought I had a little bit of a lull, I would get to record for maybe 15, 20 seconds, and then someone else was up at my table again, which is a fantastic problem to have. Not complaining at all. I'd rather sacrifice the vlog and have the business. So yeah, so a couple of quick clips, and then we'll get into the actual sales from the event and, you know, just any other information and tips that I have about it. All right, here we are all set up at the Mississippi Card Show. This is the first one that they've had here in Jackson. And this is the booth set up for today. Very similar to GalaxyCon. I just didn't do the little awning. And I left just one little hole for me instead of, I think I had it too wide last time. And I decided I didn't really need that much space. That one would do. So here we are, new product, got the hat. I'm gonna start with the Eevee hat out, and if that one sells, then I'll put a new one out. And I've got the books up on a shelf this time. And I've got standard size dice towers and the mini dice towers. So here's hoping for a good show, and I will check in with y'all a little bit later. We should be opening doors in about 20 minutes. Okay, less than 2 hours in, I hope you can hear me, and we're up to 18 items sold. So far it's looking like it's might even be as good as GalaxyCon Saturday, and this is a much smaller market, so. Okay, it is 2:30, so it's right at about halfway through the card show today. It closes down at 6. And so far we have exceeded both Friday and Sunday's sales from GalaxyCon last weekend, and we are possibly going to meet Saturday's sales. I don't think we would exceed Saturday, but we are well on our way to coming pretty close to meeting Saturday's sales. So a little bit of a lull right now, but it's been like pretty steady busy all day, like very busy today. So it's been good. Yeah, I'll check back in later. Hopefully I'll get a chance to maybe actually buy a few things myself, but I haven't really been able to leave the booth yet, so we'll see. Okay, $3.15, and I just sold my chibi doll for $1.50, and I've sold 5 other $85 dolls, like big Pokemon dolls. So still going good. I have another 2 hours and 45 minutes. So 3:15 to 6. Yeah, 2 hours 45 minutes. So still going good. And we're back. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, super busy. I hope it wasn't too loud. I haven't actually, as I'm speaking this, I haven't actually added those clips to the video yet. I haven't done any of my editing, so I actually don't know what the volume sounds like on those compared to this. So hopefully they aren't terrible. But yeah, so let's just go over the sales for the day. So um, I forgot to take my pretty sales tracker that I'd made for GalaxyCon, so I used the table number paper, and I stole a piece of sketch paper from my daughter's sketchbook because she came with me to help out. So this is the list. So we'll just go through one at a time. It was such a good day. So started off the day with selling Pikachu. It was the first sale for $45, and then I sold a medium dragon for $45, and I think, was that a Crochet by Jenna? I think that was a Crochet by Jenna dragon made in smaller yarn than the Bernat blanket. So that one was 45. I sold a Meowth for 45, and those are the Erin's Yarnimals chubby Pokemon. So I call them Potato Mon. So that's what those were. A Bulbasaur keychain, a Snorlax keychain, and my very large Mew doll, all sold to the same person next. So the 2 keychain versions were Beck Made Studios. On Instagram, she has a series of really small, little, just cute Pokemon characters that are perfect size for keychains. I think she's coming out with a second series, or just came out with a second series. I'm not sure. I'll have to check her Etsy. And then the Mew pattern was Fox and Faye Creations Mew that I was able to pattern test for her. The 2 keychains were 15 each, and then the Mew was 85. Then I sold 2 loaf cats to the next person, $25 a piece for those. An axolotl for 25. The Mario mushroom for 25, and that is the cable and canvas Sammy Spore pattern. So it's like the mini pop mushroom, but the bigger version. And I embroidered big black oval eyes and then the larger white spots on the top to make it look like a Mario mushroom. Then I sold my Hungry Caterpillar, which is the All From Jade smaller version of her fidget caterpillar, for 25, and to the same person a Soot Sprite keychain, that's my own pattern, for 15. After that, I sold a turtle for 25. I think it was the tofu turtle pattern. I think that one was that. I sold an extra large tome. It's the 3D printed books that are like hidden compartment books. This one is like this big. It's like the size of a real like hardcover book. With just a big open tray. So just kind of put anything you want in it. So sold that one for 50. Then to the next person, I sold 2 of the mini Dice Tower books for $15 a piece. I sold my small Tombstone plush for $20. That's the Pawgysplace Tombstone from last year's Halloween pack. Super cute. I'm going to be making a bunch more of the Halloween stuff because fall is coming, and the Halloween stuff is super cute anyway. I just enjoy making it. Then next I sold my Charizard Snuggler for $85, and that was Crochet by Jenna's Dragon Snuggler pattern, and then I freehanded modded the head to look like Charizard and added to the wings. I did several modifications to that particular pattern to make it look like Charizard. Then I did a small Dragonite for $20 as the Pawgysplace little critters dragon pattern, and I changed up the colors to make it look in Charizard colors, added like a yellow belly patch, and then I added on the horns so it would look like a little chubby Charizard. Or Dragonite. Sorry, not Charizard. But I had Charizards as well, but this one was the Dragonite. Same thing, I used the Pawgysplace pattern and just little details different on each one to make them look like either Charizard or Dragonite. Then I sold a Kirby for $20. Those I just freehanded. I tried finding a couple of different I tried a couple different Instagram free patterns for Kirby, and just it just wasn't hitting the way I wanted it to. So I wound up just freehanding like 5 slightly different Kirby's, trying to figure out how I wanted him to look. That was one of those. Then I sold one of the Kirby stickers for $3. Those are the stickers that my teens drew pictures for. Another axolotl for 25. Those are the Crochet by Jenna axolotls. A bumblebee cat for 25. So that is the loaf cat, the Annie Carraway loaf cat kitten. Not the mini, but the kitten, like the medium-sized version. And I did it in bumblebee colors and gave it wings. A bunny carrot pop for $20. That's the cable and canvas Easter pattern they just came out with. One of the standard size dice tomes for 30. A large Bulbasaur for 85. That was Fox and Faye pattern that I tested. A small chicken for 20. It was a Mabel chicken. The next 2 sales were more of the miniature dice tomes for 15. Then a cactus cat. So again, the Annie Carraway cat, but I made it into I made it green with bubbles and gave it a little pink cactus flower. So that was 25. Then the next person came and got a chubby Potato Mon Squirtle and a standard size dice tome. So it was 45 and then 30. And then I sold a little ghost, and that was the Crochet with Faye free Instagram pattern, and a Kirby sticker. So $20 and $3 for those. Then a trinket tome. So that was like the very smallest size of the 3D printed books that I have. That's like this big. So it's like big enough to put, I don't know, like some jewelry or something in. That was $10. A blue chicken for $25. That is the Celestial Homebodies pattern of the Stardew Valley chicken. Another mini dice tome for 15. My Mew Snuggler for 85, and that was actually, I took the head from Fox and Faye's Mew pattern and I attached it to the Bunny Snuggler pattern by Crochet by Jenna, and that's where I came, and the tail from the Mew pattern. So that's where I came up with that one. Another mini dice tower book for 15. My Chibi Usa Sailor Moon doll, the one with the pink hair and the little buns and all the curls, for 150. And then the final sale of the day was another mini Dragonite for 20. So altogether, it was 29 plushies sold, 10 3D printed books sold, and 2 stickers sold. Out of the 29 plushes that sold, 11 of them were Pokemon, and then another 6 were other sort of anime or game related characters, and 12 of them were just standard animals. So it was running kind of like 2/3 anime, 1/3 just regular animals. So the total for the whole day was $1,336. So for a one-day market and only a $50 table fee, that is not bad. And that is actually, you heard me mention a couple of times in the clips that I thought I might be able to meet the Saturday numbers from GalaxyCon. Well, we beat the Saturday numbers from GalaxyCon. So it was a great day. It was a lot of fun. It's my first time doing that kind of a show, a card show. I wasn't really 100% certain what it was going to be, what I was kind of getting myself into. But it was just a bunch of people basically selling like trading card stuff. So there's like the baseball and football and I mean all the sports cards, but then there was also Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic the Gathering, and just every kind of trading and collectible card game you could imagine. They also had a section set up with a bunch of pinball machines and arcade games for people to just go and play for free. And another section set up for tournament play for the collectible card games. So they had a Pokemon tournament and a Magic the Gathering tournament, and a couple of tables set aside for like free play for people that just wanted to play a casual, friendly game together. So it was a lot of fun, and people came with the anticipation of purchasing because this is the kind of thing that they come to fill out their binders. They're coming looking for that special card or cards that just speak to them, or the ones that are collecting the sports cards that they think are going to appreciate in value that they may be able to sell later, or that kind of thing. So that makes a big difference, I feel like. something like a GalaxyCon. Now, not to say that you don't profit at GalaxyCon, AnimeCon, that kind of thing, because you absolutely do. And I did. Not as much as I wanted, but I did. But for those, I think the main thought behind for the attendees is not so much to purchase things, but that they are going to get the signature of one of their favorite actors or something like that, or they're going to attend workshops. They're going to participate in the cosplay contest. You know, it's more of an event and less of a shopping trip, if that makes sense. A lot of them, I think, do still come intending to buy things having to do with their favorite fandoms or, you know, cool artwork or whatever, but they probably don't have as much of a budget set aside for that as they would for, say, autographs or a photo op with somebody famous. Um, so that's a big difference there, you know, just the mindset of the attendees. And then the other big difference is that for something bigger like a Comic-Con or like GalaxyCon, like an Anime Fest, all that kind of stuff, the ticket price to get in the door is a little bit higher. The ticket price for attendees at this event was $25 for the whole day. And I think the cheapest ticket price for GalaxyCon was like $50 for a day. And it went up a lot from there if you were going to attend multiple days, or if you wanted to get a deluxe pass that included like a bag of swag or different things like that. So people were spending a lot more of their money out the gate just to get into the building at GalaxyCon than they were for this show. So all of that factors in. I did profit in both places, but the profit was definitely higher. It's a higher profit margin for this show, and I was very pleased. It was a great time. And my two neighbors on either side of me were both very friendly. We had great conversation throughout the day when we had a chance to. We were all extremely busy. It was just slam packed from the moment the doors opened till the moment we shut down, pretty much. Um, I did manage to make one fun little purchase for myself. You can see it back here on my shelf over there. If I can figure out how to point my finger looking backwards in my camera. Over there on my shelf, that little yellow guy. I don't know if you can kind of see it clearly in the video. Maybe I can zoom in and post so you can see it a little better. But it's from the TV show Firefly. And it says aim to misbehave. And then it's a silhouette of the ship, the Serenity Firefly, in front of, I guess, a sun or a star. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's just the glow of the engines, because that was kind of one of the things and why they called it a Firefly, was that that particular ship engine left like glowy light behind it when it flew. So that was the card show. It was a ton of fun. Um, and I'm hopeful that now that I've done one event with this particular coordinator, that I have my foot in the door to perhaps be able to get into Comic-Con and Anime Fest next year. I do feel like they did such a good job with this one and bringing people in with this one that the other two will probably be very profitable as well. Plus, being kind of in my backyard. I mean, the distance is really about the same as it would have been to go to New Orleans, but I do have family in the area, so I would stand the chance of perhaps being able to sleep in a guest bedroom instead of in a hotel and cut costs a little bit that way. So that would be a benefit of being able to do those shows. And I went to Comic Con for this coordinator as an attendee myself a couple of years ago, and I want to say that it was about $50 per person to get in, and that was on like the busier days. So I think it was a little bit less expensive than the one in New Orleans, not by a lot, but a little bit maybe. I don't know, but I still think that it would probably be good. Um, Oh, and another factor that I think stood me in good stead with this one was that because it was a card show and because it was, you know, primarily based around purchasing and trading cards and playing the card games, there weren't as many just like artist style people there. Um, there were only two other booths that were like crafting type booths. So there's the 3D print booth that did that, and then there was one that was like a wood laser engraving kind of stuff, and it was really cool stuff. And then there was one booth that had like art. No, two. There were two other booths that had kind of art as their main thing, and then they also had cards and stuff like that. So yeah, I was definitely a very unique product there. I was the only one of my kind that was there, and so I think that helped as well. So that's about it for my recap of the market. It's a shorter video, just kind of quick and to the point. I'm hopeful to have some more videos out soon that are not going to be purely market based. I was tagged in the Share the Love Instagram challenge to find 5 new to me free patterns on Instagram or YouTube. And I was tagged a while ago, but I've just been busy with conventions and surgery and stuff. So I haven't had a chance to make that video yet. But I have been like looking around, keeping my eyes open for patterns that I want to include in that. So that one will be coming out soon. Um, and I also would like to add another in my business basics series. I haven't fully decided on what exactly I would like that next installment to be. Um, I had thought about perhaps how to find markets and how to go about applying for markets and some of the things to look out for, pitfalls and things like that. Um, and and I'd also thought about possibly a video explaining, how to um, sell things online, different platforms that can be used for that, or at least the few platforms that I've had experience with and have used myself, and how that compares to selling in person. I mean, maybe. So those are just some ideas rattling around in my head. If you guys have any questions that you would like answered, or some more business related information that you think would be really, really helpful, feel free to put it in the comments. And I would be happy to make a video about that and be as helpful as I can be. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. And if you want to see more from me, make sure to hit the subscribe button. You can hit the little notification bell if you want, notified when I make videos, but it's not necessary. I'll be there. And if you find me, you find me. And I'd be glad to see you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.